Hey guys, it's ZD here, and I am super excited to be starting off this year with you in a very, very excited video to get you to the truth of what it's actually going to take for you to become completely different, 10x your income, and really get to the end of this year in 2023 with a completely different reality. You know, I look back on my life and I realize, how was I, an unconfident person that didn't have any money and literally sitting below $1,000 in my bank account, to being able to turn my entire life around financially? And I can tell you, it didn't come from luck. It come from a system that I followed through every single day. And it wasn't until about 2018 actually when I really got clear on what was the biggest difference between, turning my entire life around. And I can tell you, it was the inner work. And I'm telling you, you can't have a different life if you don't change yourself from the inside out. And so many people these days are just going to course after course after course. It's crazy that people actually invest in 5 coaches, 5 masterminds. They invest so much money, but then you look at their bank account and there's nothing in it. I'm growing still, I've still got it. And they justify it instead of actually looking, what the hell am I doing wrong? If I'm getting clear on myself right now, what do I keep doing that's stuffing me up? And it's the inner work, because the outer work is actually the simple part. It's easy to learn sales and be behind the camera and be like, oh yeah, this is good, be behind the webinar. It's easy to learn a marketing strategy, is it not? As much as we justify it, it's so simple to run a masterclass, to run a challenge. But what's actually hard to do is work on yourself every single day. It was 2018 where I started meditating 6 times a day, because I said to myself, in the morning, if I can start doing my morning routine and then I did it at night time, that's a good 12 to 16 hours that I'm not doing anything on myself. I'm going back to my same old program, and that's why I started meditating 6 times a day. And my growth was literally the most ridiculous that year and then beyond. It was so far out of my current reality that I couldn't even understand it myself. But then I realized, this is it. And half the time during that year, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to meditate multiple times a day. I didn't want to meditate every 3 hours. But I said to myself, no one is doing this. No one's meditating multiple times a day. No one's showing up at this high level. And I need to. I must do this. And I remember I started doing it. And then all of a sudden I started manifesting faster and faster and faster and faster. My income started changing. Oh my God, the leads started coming naturally. And all of a sudden, my whole entire business changed. The way I saw myself changed. My confidence changed. My influence changed on how I could communicate differently changed from working on myself every day. You might go to an event. You might go to some person. They help you clear up a limiting belief. But as long as you still run the same program every single day, your life's not going to change at all. It's going to be the same. Why do they say 80% of success is the mindset and the psychology and understanding you, and 20% is the mechanics? The mechanics are easy. I'm here to put my hand up and say, majority of the strategies that you'll learn from 10 other business coaches, I will give you probably a very similar strategy. But the difference is this. I don't teach you just the strategy. I teach you how to run the strategy, being the greatest version of you. How do you clear up the limiting beliefs and then have a system every single day that's embodying a new part of yourself? That's what you've got to master in 2023, and you have to find someone that is actually going to work on your money blueprint and also work on your psychology and inner programming. Not just once, not just, have a coaching session on it once, doing it every single day. There's one promise that I can make you. If you did my 6 times a day method, every single day in 2023, I'm here to say clearly that you'll easily 5x your income. And I know that if you do that whilst doing the right strategy, if you did those 2 things, you would easily 5 times your income. The people that work with us, majority of the time, they 10x their income. I can't tell you how many people have done masterminds. They've done everything right in the mastermind, and they are still running the same program every single day in that mastermind, so nothing changes. But then they come to me, I change their programming, I change their internal dialogue, and all of a sudden they've 10x your income. We got 110 new case studies and testimonials last year, 2022. And that's ridiculous. Think about it. People that are literally 5 to 10xing their income, making more money than they've ever made before. But it's not just about making more money. It's also about, what do I actually keep? How much of the money do I actually keep? Because that's what's going to set you up as well. But if you want to get to the end of 2023 and have an actual change, it's time to start changing the 70,000 thoughts that are inside of you right now. It's inside your mind. Those 70,000 thoughts are conditioning your entire reality, and 80 to 90% of those thoughts are the same as yesterday. That's why I always ask the question, 12 months ago, 2021, New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, 2022, 12 months ago to then, to where you are today, has your finances significantly got better? Have they significantly changed? Because if the answer is no, send me a message right now and let's turn this around. I'm so sick of people doing the same things over and over again and thinking that they're going to get a freaking different result. It's nuts. Stop going for the mastermind, marketing, sales, perfect masterminds. Work with someone on your internal dialogue around money and programming. I can't say it enough. Because it's one thing that I always write down 100 goals. Me and my wife always write down 100 things on the New Year's Eve. We write down 100 goals, and I did that last night. We write down 100 goals of what we want to manifest in 2000. We write goals, we expand. Usually the first 50, we usually go for what do we want to create in the next year, and then we write like a 50 of expanding our mind, of like something that's maybe unrealistic, but we're going for it. And you write down all those things. And the only thing that I know on writing those goals down is, the one thing I have to do every day in order to manifest majority of them is to work on my programming. Because things don't just happen. People don't just get rich. The people say, oh, that person was an overnight success. No, that person did programming on themselves every single day, and over time they succeeded. That's what happened. And I'm saying to you that if you want to change yourself and actually finally get manifestation to happen for you and for your life to change, you have to have a system around your mind. So you can either hit the link and join my 6 times a day, it's just above here. Come to my event in late February. I'm doing a 3-day intensive event on understanding those two things, money and programming, or work with one of my team. My team, we do one-on-one coaching. We walk you through a 12-month intensive program. You pretty much get access to my virtual events. You get everything like that. But it's going to kick you off. And what better time to start with a coach than right now? It's the start of a new year. And look at your bank account. If you've got 2 grand, 5 grand, 10 grand, whatever in it, the only way that that's going to have 50 or 100 grand sitting there at the end of the year is if you get help on your programming. Think about it. When people are in debt, and they're like, I'm $20,000 in debt, the difference between $20,000 in debt and $30,000 or $40,000 in debt, if you have the right coaching, is the $40,000 in debt is going to get you out of debt. When someone's like, oh, I can't go in any more debt, it's like you're already in debt. But the only way to get out of debt is to change the blueprint between your ears. Is to change the programming. And you're not going to do it yourself. Let's be honest, we're not going to do it ourselves. I've given it to people that are paying ridiculous amounts of money, whether it's investing in themselves or whatever, and I've given them literally the 6 times a day method, and they still struggle to follow through with it. So even though I'm trying to give it to you for free above this video, but majority of you aren't going to follow through and do it. Why? Because you need accountability, you need coaching. So guys, if this message lands for you, I want to kind of go straight out right now and say, your life is going to be the same unless you do something about it, unless you make a drastic change. I'm telling you, I've got a system I've been doing for 11 years that has worked, and I can tell you it's going to work for you because it's worked with 480 success stories that we've accumulated over time. There'd be more, but these are the ones that I've accumulated and have access to. So guys, if you're interested in learning more, hit the link, send me a message personally. I'd love to jump on a call with you or get on a call with one of my team, and we can help you in 2023. Turn your life around, your business around. So guys, have an incredible year, Happy New Year, and let's do it.